Hello and welcome to another episode of Nerd BS. This is 2023 now. We took a little break before getting to the first episode of the new year. It is Sunday, the 8th of January. So when you watch this, that's the day we're recording this. And we say it's coming out tomorrow or whatever. Uh, that's because that's the day we're on. So hope everybody had a wonderful holiday season this year. Hope everybody got into something really fun. So how are you guys doing over there? We got Kyle and we got Chris over here. So how you guys doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. It's a pretty good holiday season. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still a little tired.
That'll do it.
I'm in this stage of life where with little kids where you're just tired all the time. So
Yeah, but you vacation hard though, man. When you vacation, it's
I know, but
full tilt.
I don't. I did, but I don't get to sleep in anymore. So
Oh
I'm.
yeah,
I
what'd you guys do this vacation? Anything exciting or?
We went to the San Diego Zoo.
Oh,
Actually,
nice.
yeah.
Like a
We
multiple thing, or was that just one day?
One day we stayed the night down there though, so we
Okay,
spent the whole day down there and stayed down there, and
that's always smart. Yeah, with those long
yeah,
trips.
yeah, it was fun. So that was after 3 consecutive like Christmases in a row with in-laws and our own
Oh my
Christmas and
goodness.
aunties and uncles.
Yeah, we used to do that, and then I we kind of stopped. Uh,
Yeah,
we just do like one every year.
yeah,
But
that's smart. You are smart.
yeah, but you're at the point where everybody wants to see the kids. So I'm sure
I know.
that everybody's always asking, like, "Well, you bringing the kids? You bringing the kids?" So I
Yeah,
get
It's
it.
not even you, it's just the kids.
it
Yeah,
really
yeah,
is,
exactly.
and we're the only ones that have kids, so it's like
Hmm.
we have to do it, which it's
Oh
fun. Like
yeah.
I do love it, but it's
It's
a
like being a
lot.
celebrity and you gotta go to the book signing. It's like you have to show face.
Yeah, but I'm like the bodyguard basically. So
Right? Yeah. You're not the talent. You're not the
nope,
talent. We
not
don't need you.
anymore.
And about you, Chris? Did
uh,
you do anything exciting?
No, I just spent most of it coaching. We had a Christmas tournament in Covina, so down in LA area. So just spent time coaching with my kids. Spent time with the girlfriend when she was off work, and that's pretty much it. Oh, I streamed quite a bit too because I had some time. Like I said,
Nice.
nothing too crazy. Kyle's lucky; he and his wife, they're in a school district, so their vacations are the same. I
yeah,
work,
it's
and
true.
Bree works, and then when I'm off on vacation, she's still working because she works a standard job like a normie. So it's tough
Ah,
sometimes with vacations,
It
but
I
wasn't
get
always
it's
you.
that
good
way for
overall.
us. We kind of have worked our way into that, and I
It's
know
heaven,
what it
right?
feels like. It's
Yeah.
the built-in vacation time is hard to beat. I will admit.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, we just did the traditional stuff. We went to my in-laws for the Christmas time, but it was real fun because we had a little flashback of a couple of years ago when we get a call from my sister-in-law saying, "By the way, I just tested positive for COVID," and we were just
No,
all in the same building together. So we got
shut
to s-
up.
we got to have that scare. Fortunately, none of us got it, but
Oh,
my
that's
brother
good.
ended up getting it. So both
Oh,
my brother and his wife and the my sister-in-law and her fiance were stuck home from COVID. So that was a fun little reminder that it's still a thing that's happening.
yeah.
So that was exciting. But other than that, it's been pretty. We were pretty quiet. I mean, we did some stuff for work as well, but stayed local. We didn't go anywhere too far besides the in-laws. But still, anyways, well, we got our plugs here. We could do real quick. I'll do the casts, well, and mine, which is at nerd_bs on Twitter and at scadmatrix on Twitter. We have our email, nerdbackstory@gmail.com. Contact any of those places and any of these guys' socials. I'm sure they can get us into your Discord, or I have the link at the bottom of every episode. If the link doesn't work, go to a newer episode, and I'm sure that would work. Or ask one of us and see how we're doing. Maybe ask a question or something. we do a lot of discussions on Discord when things start to happen. So it's more of a live feedback on what's going on. So why don't we start with Kyle, and then we'll do Chris real quick because he's pretty quick.
Yeah. You do really well on the Discord, by the way. Alan is on it if you want someone to chat with. He's basically a chat hotline 24 hours a day. So
there you go. Yeah. Don't you have to pay for it?
Seriously. You can find me at Skyboss and Video Games at Instagram. And a quick announcement: next month, February 23rd, is a Sunday. I will be at my first video game like mini expo where I'll be setting up a booth and selling video games in the flesh, and it's going to be my first time.
There's a body attached to that floating head.
Oh wow,
right?
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
No more. I don't get all the perks of just sitting in my garage.
So where was it again? It was an expo, but where is it?
Yeah, it's in Lake Elsinore. It's at
Lake Elsinore. All right.
Yeah, it's at a video game store called Retro Gorilla.
And you'll be signing autographs for how long?
Just the first 2 hours. And then I have to shut it down so I can actually get some work done.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, really. It's $25 for an autograph. Just
oh my! I hope you have a headshot to hand out with it at least.
Yeah,
cash only. Of course. Come on, of course. And you get a handshake.
Firm handshakes all around. Yes,
yeah,
love it.
With lots of hand sanitizer. Yeah.
Seems like a solid deal. All right,
that's my plugs, Chris. Yeah, you go ahead.
My plugs, every social known to man. KBizzle4. Some of it will populate with the gaming at the end, but if you go KBizzle4, I jumped to the top of the list. I was fortunate enough to kind of collect all of them, like Pokemon cards, and I got them all.
Excellent.
So KBizzle4, yeah, it's kind of nice actually.
I know. That's good.
Yeah, man. And every time something new comes out, I just make an account for it. Whether I use it or not, it's like I'm just going to claim that. I'm just going to claim that too. It's kind of like just marking territories. Like, you're never going to use it. It's like, I know, but it's mine, so leave it alone.
Yeah, because I'm sure it's already a business model, but someone's got to be buying these up, right? And just claiming them and selling them. That's got to be.
Oh, for sure.
It totally is a thing. Yeah, there's been numerous news stories of people trying to get that by the website of a domain. So that makes sense.
Was that the same thing for Facebook? Didn't they try to do that with Meta? They had to buy it from somebody.
They did.
The name from somebody else?
It was like a PC. I think it was a PC building company, if I remember correctly. That was using the name, and they started using it before they even got the rights.
What?
Because that way they got. But I don't know what happened with the lawsuit, but I think there was some legality buzzing, but I'm assuming it stopped. I mean, how are you going to sue Facebook? I mean, yeah. How are you going to really, sue Facebook?
Let's give up the name, right? They're either going to take it or we're going to buy it from you. So take the money, or we're just going to bully you out of your name. It's basically
exactly. For sure.
Which sucks, but also a waste of time because it's a stupid name. I think
it's dumb. I'm not a fan of it either. I think it's a weird name. I think Facebook, at least people know what the hell it is. I know Meta's technically like that's like I think what Google's Colors, I think it's the umbrella. Right. And then Facebook is Meta, which is supposed to be the umbrella over Facebook, but it's still whatever. I think it's silly. The metaverse. You guys on the metaverse? I don't know. I'm asking.
I'm not. I mean,
the VR.
Technically we all are. Oh, not the VR, no.
Oh no.
Yeah, because the VR, you get the Quest. That's how you tap into the metaverse.
They changed the name. The Oculus, I forgot.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, is it the Oculus anymore? Or is it just the Meta?
It's Meta.
Meta Quest.
Whatever. It's stupid.
Stupid.
They're blowing it. They're really trying to force it.
Things that aren't as stupid.
Did I say it like that?
No, I said it like that. I did it. You did it. You did it. It was at you.
Sounds personal. He's like, he's so
gonna fight Mark Zuckerberg, buying all of Hawaii and whatever else. It does all his money. But we got Last of Us coming up soon. I keep seeing trailers for this with Pedro. I don't even know what his last name is right now.
Mandalorian.
I was like, that's not right. Yeah, Mandalorian. Yeah, I know. I was like, that's not right. That's off.
Pascal.
Pascal, there it is. Pascal, super cool guy. Everything I've seen about him, I've never had an issue with him. But he's in it, and the little girl from Game of Thrones, I don't remember her name, but she's playing Ellie. That's her name. I'm not a Last of Us fan,
Yeah.
but I think that's
Yes.
her.
Yes, it is.
It looks good. I mean, I don't know anything about the games. I'm definitely thinking about watching it, just because I don't know the story, right? So
Yeah. My assumption, because it does look good, but there's master craftsmen who make commercials. Like, I think they do better than
True.
some of the movies and TV shows. So, but I'm still gonna watch it because I love that series. I'm excited for it, and yeah, Pedro's in it. So I haven't watched anything that he's been in that I haven't enjoyed. So
Wonder
there's a
Woman.
sequel there. Oh, yeah. Never mind.
Didn't mean to bring that. I should have left that one buried, but yeah, he's in
But
it.
he
He's
was
fine.
good though.
He was fine
He-
in it,
It
but
was
the
actually
movie,
fun to watch.
oof,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was like he was
As a
really
stinker.
trying to carry it, but he wasn't the star. So, anyways, so yeah, well, that's a point off. Then it's good. It's all over.
Check
Never
that one
mind.
off.
But it's
It
on
was
HBO.
immaculate, pristine, but not anymore.
Yeah, he had a good record. I still need to check out that Nicolas Cage movie he was in recently.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch that. I kind of wanted to
Green
watch it as
Talent.
well, but it did seem like a movie I wanted to just stream, so I didn't really go see it
Yeah.
in theaters. But I heard nothing but good things about it. Oh.
I didn't want to spend money on it, but
Yeah, I don't want to
Watch
spend
it.
money. I mean, I have like 50 streaming services. Why would I go to the theater? I mean,
Amen.
they're gonna make me pay so
It's
much.
coming. And they stopped letting you buy it right away too. I don't know why.
Yeah, that was I actually was doing that too when Disney Plus was doing it. I was purchasing the movies for $30 or whatever to watch them at home. But
must have not been making
that was
money.
short lived. Yeah, I'm assuming
Yeah.
so.
So, anyways,
I don't know.
Last of Us looks really good. You
know when it comes out? Name of the
next-
date?
next 15th. What is that? Yeah,
Wait.
next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
next Sunday. Define next Sunday as in
I don't know.
the 15th
Yeah, the
or
15th.
the 22nd.
15th.
Okay.
HBO Max.
All right. Well,
So-
I'm excited for that one. So
We'll probably next stream we could probably talk about
you
it.
know, it's funny. This is kind of like going off
podcast.
topic here, but I was just watching Wednesday and I thought it was interesting, and I think they've done this with a couple of the shows now. But like after you watch the first episode, I was kind of, to me, I was kind of like, whatever. I mean, it's fine. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like pumped. But then they do like this whole trailer at the end of it. Is that for all the Netflix shows now?
Yes.
That they like
Trailer for itself.
after the first episode. Yeah, it was like the first episode ended, and then like attached to the first episode, it was like this is what's going to happen during the season to try to hook you even further.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
That's just on Netflix now. It's just a Netflix thing, or is that everybody?
What do you watch it on? What's
I
your device?
watched it on Netflix. That was on Netflix.
So
It was
what
on
device
TV.
though?
Oh, the Roku. I just watched it
Oh,
on Roku.
Roku app. Yeah, I feel like it's different depending on what you watch it on.
Really?
But
Huh.
we watch it. I don't know. I think like your phone might not do it. I don't. Who
Good
knows?
question.
But
I don't know.
we watch it straight through our TV, the TV app, and it still does that. And then it does other shows. If you just let it
Oh,
ride,
really?
like,
Oh,
we don't have autoplay on, and it just goes, "Here's 3 more trailers for other stuff."
really? I didn't know that
Well,
was like. I
uh-huh.
thought that was just part of the episode. I didn't know they were actually
And it-
doing trailers.
It works. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
It's got me.
It's yeah, because it made after watching that, I was like, okay, I can watch the second episode if this is where it's going. I'm interested now.
It works.
I
yeah.
wasn't before, but now I'm interested.
Yeah, that episode
Guide
sucked.
me on this quest. I'm
Yeah.
interested.
For sure. All right. But anyways, so we got GDQ coming up. We talk about this. Game's done quick. Not
Yes.
coming
I
up.
was watching
it's
that today.
going on.
It's going on now. Yeah, I was
yeah.
watching earlier today.
Oh, you
Oh,
were?
man, I was waiting for the Cuphead one. I watched the Crash Bandicoot.
Ooh,
Ooh,
that'd be a
Oh,
good one. Yeah.
They did a
Cuphead.
Cuphead 300%, man.
I missed
Ooh,
what?
it. The DLC and everything now.
like
yeah.
a speed run?
Yes.
Yes.
An hour and
Oh, now I gotta
15
look into
minutes.
that looks interesting.
Insane.
It's wild, dude.
Mind blowing.
Yeah,
How
Because then,
this guy was
then you
running
go
through
try to
this
play
game.
it, and you just like, you're like, why?
Dude,
yeah,
Why
it
am I
makes you
doing
pumped.
this?
It's like it's easy. It's an easy game.
No, we stayed up for what? How many hours trying to beat the final
Uh,
boss, Kyle? Like
yeah,
literally
we
wanted
stayed
to
until
punch
2 in the
air.
morning or something. Yeah, trying to
Jesus.
beat
Like
that. And
like 45
and I
attempts. Okay, one more time. All right, no, just one more time. We'll go. Oh, and this guy did it so easily, so
yeah,
easily, man.
yeah, they got it all mapped out. They know
Oh,
what weapons, how much damage, how many
Nuts.
hits. It's fun to
yeah,
So
watch.
so
it
what
is.
games do you guys look for on there? Or do you just kind of scroll around?
I always wait. I try to see like the games, like Cuphead. It's like those games are meant to be difficult, but when someone
Yeah.
speed runs it, it's like I hate you. Like like that game literally gave me nightmares, and you're having a full on commentary. You're laughing and giggling, and
Right.
like I'm
Yeah.
rethinking my life and my skill level. It's oh my
Do you
gosh.
like the harder games done then? The like
Oh
the
yeah.
Cupheads. Do you like? I think they do Contra and stuff on there, right? Because Cuphead's
Oh
kind
yeah.
of
Mhm.
like a spiritual successor to that style of gameplay. So
Correct. Yeah.
okay, that's cool. What about you, Kyle? What kind of games do you look for on the GDQ?
I like seeing ones that I played when like we played when we were kids, like Donkey Kong. I like seeing
Yeah,
people just
those
glitch
ones are
the heck
fun.
out
The
of those
Donkey
games.
Kong 64 ones are fun for sure.
Yeah, and I definitely like the ones that are non-glitch speedruns that are just like
Hmm.
I'm going to do it without the glitches, just all skill, right? As fast as humanly possible. So I like that. I like seeing new stuff. I like seeing Mario games, and there's always something new that I find. Right? I love. They always have like the horror hour. Like I forget what at some point in one of the nights because it's 24 hours a day, so you can watch it
Yeah.
all night. They have a horror hour. It looks like it's on Wednesday. I love that section where it's just the spooky games that they just wipe out, and it's like, oh, that wasn't scary at all. That was a joke.
Wow.
that was that was great. So, you know what ones I don't like though is they always do Pokemon towards the end, but it's like
I'm not a
4 hours.
Yeah. I'm not a
Like
huge
that's
fan of
not a
the.
speed run.
I prefer the glitch ones, to be honest, for the speed runs. Like I love the Zelda speed runs. Usually like Ocarina of Time and
Yeah.
Majora's Mask. Those two are really fun to watch. I really like Mario 64. Even though that's like an overused one because like everybody speed runs Mario 64, but
That
it's
one's
still
great though.
it's really fun to watch all the
That
crazy
one's
stuff they get
really
into.
that one's still fun to watch. Still.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I'm more into the 64 games. Although I did watch some Wind Waker ones that were really good too. So
That
I've seen some really
yeah,
cool Wind Waker ones.
there's a there's an annoying thing that in Wind Waker though, where you have to just they glitch out in the water and he just spazzes out for like 30 seconds and it shoots him across the map. And, like once it happens, it's fun, but you just have to sit there and watch Link like spaz out in
Like
the water
drowning.
for yeah.
Stop it! You're hurting him.
Can
Stop.
I don't
you
like
get a
it.
lifeguard over here, please? There's a
There's a
They're
small
so-
child.
This year they're doing Arceus, Pokemon Arceus.
Oh
and
yeah,
it's
Damn.
that
about
makes sense.
three-
It's newer. I'm
3
curious to
hours.
see what they do with that. That's so
3
long though, to
hours?
watch. Yeah.
It must be.
Golly.
It says all lords is the requirement. I don't even know what that means, but
That's freaky.
so
There's an audience. Well, it's Pokemon. There's an audience for it
yeah.
for sure.
Oh, for sure.
yeah, that's always at the
I guess
end.
I guess I forgot to mention too. I like the ones where they do like speed runs blindfolded. Last year I watched one where
Oh.
they did a Splinter Cell. He did a Splinter Cell blindfolded, and like they'll do count like footstep counts. They'll use sound cues. Like
Mhm.
they'll use it to where they're like walking against a wall to kind of like guide them to doors, and like it's so cool. Like
Mhm.
I forgot to mention though, like when it comes to like skill, because Kyle was like, oh, not the glitchy ones. When I see someone's like, hey, they're gonna beat the first 3 levels blindfolded, no damage, I'm like, get out of here. Like that's not
Mhm.
possible. And you
Yeah.
watch it happen, you're like, my life is a sham. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what it
see?
is.
It's
That's
just-
what it
that's
is.
I'm saying, yeah,
Yeah, blindfolded ones are weird. It's just like it's such a visual medium, and it's like, oh, you take away the sight. It's crazy.
there's
It's
no
all
way.
on,
Yeah.
on like hearing, and I don't know. Do they have like vibrator on the controllers or something at least? Like rumble
I
maybe?
don't know.
Dude, I think it's like memorization.
Yeah, the
memorization?
ones I hear the most is like it's just step counts, like they're listening for
Mhm.
like how many steps the character's taking. And it's like, okay, I'm hearing 5 steps turn left, 3 steps turn right. You know what I mean? Like they're hearing things. It's just
Yeah.
it's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool to me. It's like that's a whole nother level of skill. and time and patience, right? And then you're trying to
Hmm.
do it as quickly as possible. It wasn't like I just fumbled around and got it done. It's like, no, there's precision to this. It's like, oh, I messed that up. It's like, how'd you know you messed that up, dude? Like, he's going to restart because he messed up. It's like, how did he know he messed up? He can't even
Like,
see it.
he heard a noise that
It's
shouldn't have happened.
right, exactly, right. Like, oh, it's so cool. It's like, hey, he took 6 steps. I should be hearing like the sound of a bullet case dropping. I didn't hear that, so I need to go back and do it over again.
Oh
Okay,
my
now I hear
goodness.
it. Now I can move forward. Like seriously, that's what it was. Like the dude was like, "Hey, there was supposed to be like a guy climbing on the ladder. I didn't hear it, so I have to reset. My steps are off because everything's a
That's
timing,
crazy.
right? So if you don't have the
Yeah,
right
yeah.
timing, then it slows you down, or you know that you lost X amount of seconds, so you have to redo like go to last save and make sure that it runs the right way.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Go to the
crazy.
last save.
Hmm.
Here's
Yeah, it's
here's
so
a
That's
cool.
crazy
nuts.
one. Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation, 7 hours.
Okay.
What?
That's
Seven,
that still
starting
seems
at,
so long. I mean, I get it because that game's very long, so 7 hours is
but
still
it
probably
says
short.
it says any percentage, no slots. I don't know what. I
I'm
forget
assuming
what slot.
materia.
I guess he's just gonna grind it out. I don't know. But starting at
That's
4 in the
crazy.
morning, he's gonna run it.
That's crazy to prepare
I,
for
I
that.
won't be watching that one. Just so you guys know.
No, I'm gonna have to check it out though. I do love games done quick. I always forget it's happening, and then I get addicted to it when it pops up.
Yeah, same.
So I will have to definitely check it out for sure.
Yeah,
But we had a little Splatfest for Splatoon. I know y'all aren't into Splatoon, but I am, and we had a lot of fun. I actually forgot about it as well. I can tell the Splatoon fever is dying down. Um,
yeah, a little bit.
that was what was going on. But we had our spicy, sweet, and sour Splatfest. I participated, but I didn't find out till the night before, or last night, and then I
Uh-huh.
actually played quite a bit today. And when I jumped in, I just looked on Twitter to see where the fan art is being headed towards, and it looked like the majority of people were going towards the sweet aspect. So I just went, I'm just gonna pick that one because I want to win.
You
So
just went
I did
sweet.
pick that one,
You just followed
and
everyone else. Good for you.
yeah, I usually I would have gone for spicy, but I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I care enough, and I just want
Playing
to
it tame.
because you want to I wanted to go quick this time because I was like, oh, I was running out of time. I was at the end of the end of the fest, but so I figured if I picked the one that was the most popular, my win ratio would be higher because more people would be playing it. And fortunately, my theory panned out, and Sweet did win. So Sweet won
Surprise,
with
surprise.
30 points. Yeah, I actually assumed it would win anyways before that, but yep, they won with 30
Nice.
points. It was a fun
That's cool.
time. I enjoyed it a lot. Hopefully, I can get more people into it next time. I don't know, but we'll
Hey,
see.
keep trying. It'll happen.
Keep
Don't
trying.
give up
Yeah,
the dream.
this time I forgot until like this morning. I think I posted on Discord. It's like, oh, by the way, Splatfest is happening. I don't.
I saw that
and then
too, and I
I,
was like, "There's a
and then I was,
Splatfest."
yeah, I completely forgot about it. Like I
What
said,
about your brother-in-law? He didn't hop on.
he didn't even say anything to me, and I didn't see him
Oh,
online, so I don't know. But he also does like a lot of stuff at his church on Sundays, so I don't know because he does like the
Sundays. Yeah,
whole AV stuff, like all the technical stuff. So
we skipped
he's
church today.
he's
Don't tell the Lord.
oh boy,
You
Don't
just
let
put
him
it in a
know.
recording, man. You just told on yourself.
Oops.
Like
yeah.
it's in the recording. Like what do you
It's all
mean?
right. It's fine.
Is it?
Uh,
Moving on.
well, we also have, and I think another thing I forgot was Fire Emblem Engage is coming out. Is anybody a Fire Emblem fan in here? I know I really
Yes,
like it. I think Kyle likes a little bit.
I do
Uh,
like it.
No.
Probably not.
Mm-mm.
Are you familiar with it,
okay,
Chris?
Oh, I'm familiar with it. Yeah, of course.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I know what it
yeah.
is. I've never really played one
I th-
before.
I think it's going in a direction that I don't personally like, but it seems to be catching on more
Can you
widely.
can you explain that? What direction are you talking about?
The waifu
So
aspect.
they didn't even really have that in Three Houses. I mean, you could
Mm,
get to know your characters more and stuff like that, but I don't remember there being a lot of like love
I,
interest as much.
but well,
They
okay,
hinted at it. It was
just
all
like
hinted, and you could only get married. You could get your character could technically get married to one other character, one of the leaders, or one other character. That was like
yeah,
the only like relationship that far, but still,
which is fine. Just the whole relationship building thing.
yeah,
It's just not for me. That's all. It's
yeah.
fine.
With
I'm not a big fan of it.
I will say with Three Houses and with the last couple ones, I think they like with Three Houses at least, you could completely skip it. You didn't have to do that. You could completely skip that stuff if you wanted to, which is I thought that was a good thing they did
Yeah,
to let you be able to avoid it if it bothered you. Because I've heard that complaint a lot, and I actually agree. I mean, I'm a later fan because I came in an Awakening, but
yeah.
that is not my favorite aspect of the game. So I totally understand. I have not seen anything uh, pertaining that in the Engage so far.
Yeah,
So
maybe not.
like they might not have it this time. I mean, they did dumb it down in Three Houses compared to Fates, which went really crazy with it.
Yeah,
That one was like
yeah.
borderline dating simulator, where they went really nuts with it. Like there was an app I downloaded, I remember, that would tell you the combinations of people to do to get the right children to have the to have the
Yep.
more powerful team.
Was that?
So
Yeah, that was like Birthright,
um
right?
yeah, Birthright,
Birthright.
the Fate, all Birthright, Conquest, and Revelations. I think was on. Those the Fates games, the three
The
games.
Fate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they went nuts with that one. A little too far, if I do say.
Yeah. So
But
maybe they'll balance it out again. Who knows?
I hope
I do.
so.
I do love just like the color of that main.
It's yeah, red and blue really attracts me as well. So I'm curious to and all the colors seem to pop. Also, the graphics look a lot better than
They
Three
do.
Houses, which was like an early Switch game, so that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
We'll
So
see if the Switch can handle it. Which
yeah.
we all know it can. It's the best console
Oh
around.
my goodness. Yeah,
Oh
playing
yeah.
just
Yeah.
playing the last
No.
Pokemon game, man. Really, it's either Game
Yeah.
Freak or it's the Switch at this point. I don't know. Something needs to happen, and
I've
I'm
heard.
hoping you have brought up that there was like a possible Switch 2,
Yeah, there's always
more
rumors,
rumors of it.
but it's been
So
6 years. Like it's been
it's
6 years since the last Switch
I
came
wouldn't
out.
be surprised, and I'm actually surprised we didn't get like a Switch Pro or something. To be completely honest, I know we got the OLED, but
Yeah.
something with a
Yeah.
little more
Yeah.
power.
Yeah,
It is what it is. Fortunately, this is a turn-based strategy game, so I mean, the graphics can be good, but the frame rate doesn't need to be that great. So
true.
No, it does not.
it needs,
Yes.
yeah, so it won't ruin
Yeah.
it. But anyways,
Low.
we have a
Bar
bunch of
is
other.
low.
The bar is low. From everything I've seen, it actually looks. It looks like it's running smooth, but this is just the gameplay I've been seeing. So who knows what it's going to be like when I
Yeah.
actually get a hold of it. I did
When does that
get
come out?
It comes on the 20th, so
Okay.
yeah,
Nice.
it's pretty
2
soon.
weeks.
I supposedly pre-ordered a special edition a couple days ago, which reminded me that it was happening. I say supposedly, yeah, I say supposedly because I'm still the pre-order hasn't stopped. So usually it's like sells out, but I keep looking at the website and you can still pre-order it, which is a Fire Emblem game. The pre-orders go out really quick for the special editions. So I'm starting to have my doubts
Yeah.
if it's actually going to happen. And also, when they say it's going to get here is on the 30th, so technically after like 10 days after it comes out, which I'm fine with. But that's just another thing that kind of goes like, I don't know if I'm getting the special edition. I'm kind of wondering if I'm going to get an email from Walmart declaring that do not have a special edition anymore. So here's to hoping, I guess.
I mean, yeah, Walmart is hit and miss, but they're usually pretty good. Like more, they're more good than not.
Yeah.
You know what?
I'm
I just bought
so.
though, and
Yeah.
I'm glad I waited. Was the Turtles Cowabunga collection?
Oh my! I got that for Christmas. It's amazing. I'm sorry
Nice.
you brought it up.
Oh, we should. Yeah. Oh, that's
That
cool.
game's so fun. Let me know if you're playing. I will play with you. First thing I did on Christmas when I got it, I played me and my brother-in-law. We beat both the arcade games. We just like ran through them because they're just so much
Nice.
fun, and you can
And
add like this turbo
infinite
mode thing
quarters.
where it's like double the amount of enemies on the screen and shit like that. It's really fun.
Really? I didn't know that. That's
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's
I
a really good game.
I've played it a little bit, but I got I downloaded it, but I bought this collector's edition, and it was like
Nice.
sold out for a while, but now
Yeah.
like that the hype's died down. I got it for like $80, which is like
That's
$70 off.
yeah,
Brand
that's
new
really
too.
cool. I have the
So
physical edition, but I didn't nothing like a collector's edition or anything like that. But yeah,
yeah, the collector's edition, it looked really cool. But you know,
it's
Shredder's Revenge came out, and that one also had one. But
oh
I
that
remember
one,
one of the
yeah.
two had a bad, like just like a lame collector's edition. I think that's Shredder's Revenge, and I couldn't remember which
I
one was
don't
which.
remember. Yeah, because I think Shredder's Revenge. A lot of them was through the what is that one? What is the company that makes all those collector's editions or the recent ones? I don't know if you can remember the company's name. They made the Scott
Limited
Pilgrim one.
Limited
Limited,
Run.
yeah, limited run. They seem to have a lot of issues with like collector's editions not coming out on time too. So I
Oh
think
yeah, they're
that
terrible.
was Shredder's edition. Yeah. So
They're I have ordered stuff from them, and I mean pre-ordered, mind you,
mhm.
and they take pre-orders before the game's like they're not even like thinking about producing them yet. And so I've gotten stuff
Yeah.
like a year and a half later. They're like, we're probably going
It's
to
like
do this, so give us
it's
your
like a
money.
GoFundMe. It's like a
It
GoFundMe.
is,
Yeah,
dude. It
yeah.
feels like that.
I
It
mean, I
really
remember
does feel like that.
I remember hearing like earlier this year that people were finally getting their Scott Pilgrim
Hmm.
collector's editions, like
Yep.
the biggest collector's edition, which is insane because that game was out a long time ago.
They
So
released
it's
it
just
like
like
over a year
Jesus.
ago. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that
nuts.
company, I think they're just trying to do too much. They're just because when
I
they
think they're a
started it,
smaller company, right? And then they
they
just
were.
blew up.
I still like them for the most part. They started by releasing physical copies of games that were never physical, that were digital only, but they were just getting swallowed up. Like they sold out instantly. So now they're just doing anything and everything, and re-releases and collector's editions up the wazoo. They have like 3 or 4 different collector's editions per game, and it's like that's too much. And that they
Up
have
the
a physical
wazoo.
store now too on the East Coast.
They have a
So you
physical
can
store, is
walk
that what you
into.
said?
Yep.
That's cool. I'll have to check. I have to
So
check that out someday. That's cool. You got that Cowabunga collection special edition though. I'll have to check it out sometime because that's actually really cool. That was one of the
yeah,
ones I was debating, but when both those games are coming out, I was super excited for both of them. Cowabunga, I waited, and I'm glad I did, but at the same time, like I've only played those two on it, and those two alone is like
yeah,
almost worth it
right.
because those games are just really fun, and with the online and everything, it's just like the
I
other ones are
actually
just a
played
bonus at this point.
I played the original Turtles game for NES for a while
Yeah,
when
yeah,
they popped it in the super with the one with the
uh-huh.
hard water level,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I made it to the water level, and I died, and I was like, yep, that's it. That was
Yeah,
fun.
I was hoping because you can do like invulnerability on the arcade games, and I was
Yeah,
hoping that there would be like something like that for that game too. But nope, you can rewind it, but you can
I
rewind it,
see
and then you can make
autoplay,
it so the
right?
flicker's gone. There is
Yeah.
an
Oh yeah.
autoplay, so they probably can do that too.
You
But
just
there's a
let just let the AI play that level for you.
I get yeah, that's the way to do it. That's awesome. Definitely we'll have to play that sometime.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
we have a
It's a good
bunch
collection.
yeah, for sure. We have a bunch more games coming out this year that I think that some of us are hyped for. Diablo 4 is
Yes.
been announced finally, with a release date for this year, right, Chris?
Yeah. It's supposed to be this year, mid this year too, I think. So very,
That's
very soon.
cool. Did
Yeah,
you
I'm
did
so
you play
excited.
the previous Diablo 3 quite a bit?
I didn't like 3 as much as I
2?
like 2. Yes,
So you're
because
like
the other one
you're
loved
too
2.
purist. Okay.
I'm not necessarily a purist, but I just thought 3 was they tried to do too much with it,
Mhm.
and then it's almost like they try to GTA it, right? They just try to keep adding to it, adding to it. It's like, oh, we did this now. Now we could do this. Now you could do that. It's like, wait a minute, just Just give us back what we want. Stop trying to shove
Mhm.
other things in our face. Like, don't do that. Like, we don't
Gotcha.
want that.
June
That's
6th is the release date for that one.
June
yeah. It should
6th.
be
All right.
mid-year. Yeah, it should be mid-year. So that's exciting. Super exciting.
Right in the middle of
I'm
Street Fighter 6 and Final Fantasy 16. So
Yeah, but they're different games, so
I
I
know,
think
Yeah.
but
they have
that's a
different
lot.
audiences. It
I
is a
I,
lot though,
I
for
agree.
sure.
A lot of big titles right there.
Um, I know me and my wife love to play the third one on console, and this one is coming to console right away, right? I think 4 is
Yeah.
supposed to come out,
Yes,
hmm
everything right away,
all of
Yep.
it
which is good,
except for Switch.
except for
Except for
Switch.
Switch.
Dude, from what I've understood, 3 barely ran on the Switch. Like
But
it
it
ran
ran.
well, but I talked I my father-in-law loves playing on his Switch. He plays Switch all the time and he played Diablo 3 a lot. And I asked him like, "Would you recommend getting it on Switch?" And he's like, "No, I wouldn't because when you have a lot of things on the screen, there's a lot of slowdown." And I was like,
Oh yeah,
"Okay. All
that's
right, I'm
yeah.
going to stay away
I
from
won't.
it."
I'm not going to deny that. But you get a cool Ganondorf skin.
You, you do get a cool Ganondorf skin, that's for sure.
Play our game. Ganondorf skin, maybe? Mm?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Um, but I am concerned because Blizzard has been doing some really interesting things recently, or bad things, but depending on how you look at it, with Overwatch 2 and Diablo Infinite that came out a while ago. That was pretty nuts.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what type of monetization they're going to have in this game. I feel like there's going to be something. It's just what.
I
Yeah.
hope
So
not.
Yeah.
I hope not.
I
I'm
hope
really
not.
with you.
But
I really hope they throw this one out and like, okay, this is our like, we're sorry. We're gonna give you this one
Right?
and
I
nothing
need
on
that.
it. Enjoy. I'm with you, but I don't know. I'm still sketchy, so I'm probably gonna wait. I'm probably not gonna get it at launch. I'll probably wait like a little bit just to see the reviews coming in,
that's
but
Mhm.
smart.
we'll see. And I don't know what the next one is, Kyle. Go for it. I don't know this one.
Suikoden 1 and 2 are remasters, actually, of old PlayStation 1 games. And the biggest thing about them was that they're getting really hard to get physically. So it's a series that they made 6 games total, and Suikoden number 2 is widely regarded as the best one and just one of the best games. It was a late PS1 game, so you know how a lot of those like late console games end up being just like really amazing because they figured out how to make games for the system and just polish it up. So that was Suikoden number 2, but the physical copy is about $300 for a complete in box version of that game.
Golly,
Jesus,
man.
that's a
That's
lot.
So
insane.
yeah, so like a disc only you could get for about half, like
Do you think
150.
this remake or remaster, I think is what you said, do you think
Yeah,
it's going to bring the price down of that game?
I think so. I'm actually going to try to sell my copy at the
Smart.
at the Retro Ambush is what it's called that I'm going to be at next month. Because I think it will. I've seen it happen with a lot of the ports from the Wii U to the Switch. A lot of those prices drop pretty quickly when they ported that stuff over.
Mhm.
It'll bring it down a little bit, but at the same time, those old collector heads are still going to want it. So,
Yeah,
um,
of course.
yeah, I think it'll bring it down. But a remaster of those 2 games is really cool. The cool thing about that game is that you build like you build like a big giant like tower and or house, and then anybody you meet in the game can become part of your party. So like there's 100 and some odd characters in the game, and you find someone that like cooks food and they can be in your party. You find someone that knows how to build, they can be in your party. It's just like they all have their own sprite, they all have their own abilities, and it's a really good game. I'm glad it's finally getting a remaster after probably close to 30 years now. 25 probably. So look out for that one. That one's if you've never heard of that game and you're looking for a RPG, check that one out.
There's too many RPGs, but I will have to take a look at it. But yeah, there's so many that I have a hard time like picking up any RPG that's pretty old and going, okay, I'm gonna spend a lot of time on this for some reason because a lot of them they're like 30 to 50-hour games
True.
at the
Yeah,
minimum,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's a lot.
Well, hopefully they add a lot of quality of life stuff like they did with the Final Fantasy remasters, where
Uh-huh.
you can like fast forward through dialogue and you could skip scenes and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the
I
way
hope
to
so.
go nowadays. Yeah, they really need to do
Yeah,
that.
for sure. They need more quality of life stuff for sure.
Yeah.
We do have Like a Dragon. I think I've talked about a little bit of Ishin coming out. I'm pretty excited for it, but I'm just deep into the Yakuza series. I just don't feel like I'm going to be ready to play it yet. So I will definitely be playing that later when it comes out, after it comes out. But
Like
I'm hoping
not
it's going to be
ready
good.
emotionally.
Not ready.
Um,
I'm just not. I can't go to feudal Japan yet. I need to stay in 2000. I think I'm in 2000s Japan right now.
yeah,
Uh,
that sounds about right.
2009, I think, or something like that. Yeah, so I gotta stay there
Oof.
first before I can go back.
I mean,
Uh,
that's almost ancient in itself. 15 years ago, almost.
no,
Yeah.
I have the PlayStation Premium, so I'm just gonna keep going, keep knocking those ones out before I even think about something like that. But it looks really good, so I can't wait to dig my teeth into it at some point. We also have Zelda coming out. Supposed to be coming out this year, or is it still coming out
Yes,
this year?
it's
Just this
I don't
year.
slated
know.
for
Keeps
May.
getting pushed. So
Yeah.
May? Oh
It
wow,
did,
pretty
Yeah.
but
early too.
I
So
was
it's
gonna say
coming up.
first half, technically considered
Okay.
first half. Yeah.
yeah, that's still
Nice,
too
nice.
far. It's still just too
And
far.
a potential uh we're finally getting our Zelda Switch, supposedly.
Yeah, but
Rumored. I don't
that's
know
the
how much what
thing.
I gotta say.
If that gets confirmed, they're not moving the date.
Yeah.
Like that's once
I don't know
that's
if it's
coming out.
confirmed yet, but I've seen a lot of pictures, so we'll see.
If the Zelda edition Switch comes out, then the date is solid.
Yep. And then a big one for you, right?
Yeah,
What is
we
this
just
one?
just discovered this while we were looking games up. I'm going through the list, and they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, they were making a new Hellboy game." Like what? No, of course nobody's talking about it. I get it. Nobody ever talks about these because the Hellboy games suck. But um, here's hoping that this is the best Hellboy game ever made, and it
The
looks
bar's
like
low set for that, man.
it
The
is.
bar's
It
really low
is.
for that.
It was way low. Please, the graphics too looks just like they pulled it out of the comics, which is like finally like just a cell shaded right out of Mike Mignola, the artist, the creator of Hellboy's head, and so that's really promising. At least it looks cool because the first one was a PlayStation 1 game when everybody's like, let's make everything 3D, and it just doesn't look 3D, if you know what I mean. So there's one on Xbox 360 and PS3 that's co-op, but it just didn't quite hit the mark, It's
Mhm.
just another
Yeah.
another co-op shooter with a fixed camera, and it's fine, but I mean this one, at least the look alone looks cool. So it's slated for this year. Who knows what's going to happen? Obviously, it's a small group of people that will be into this, but I'm one of them.
Hey,
I'm
I mean,
excited.
if a good Hellboy game comes out, I'm definitely would give it a shot.
Give it a
I
shot,
like
yeah.
Hellboy. Yeah, I'm not like a big fan like you are, but I do enjoy the series probably because, because of you, because you've hyped it up a lot
I
here and
have.
there, which is awesome. It is an interesting story, but I would definitely check it out if they have a good Hellboy game. I mean, I was even
Yeah.
excited for the movie, but then when,
Oh, I still haven't watched that
yeah,
because you said it was
I
so
haven't
bad.
either
Oh, I
because
Me
thought you.
too.
no, I have seen nothing good about it. So I
Yeah,
figured it
don't
might
waste your
be
time.
best to
You've
avoid.
seen it, Chris?
Mhm.
I own it. I bought the Blu-ray for $5.
Just look at it in the corner of your room.
I do.
One
I
day,
have it.
one day.
Yeah.
Like
When
one
you're
day,
down bad. Yeah, you're just
yeah,
down
yeah,
bad.
exactly. I'm gonna be like 3-4 beers in and be like, yeah, it's time. It's time to get it over with. It's like pull the band-aid off, right?
Yeah, rip the band-aid off. This is what we're doing. I'm not gonna like it, but we're doing it.
We're doing it. I'm gonna finish off my 12-pack of beer and move on with my life.
Nice, nice.
Good.
All
I'm glad
right.
Hellboy has such a good rap
Yeah,
in the visual media.
yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna move over a little bit here before we get to our soapboxes. I was gonna skip this, but it is kind of buzzing everywhere right now. The one D&D controversy. where they saw it was kind of leaked that they were removing their open gaming game license, which for those who don't know, ever since Wizards of the Coast bought Dungeons and Dragons in third edition, they had a stance. Well, it was spearheaded by Ryan Dancy, but they had a stance to keep the game license open, so that way third-party developers or creators could create content for it, and the community could
Mm,
essentially flourish through this
right.
by other people creating content for this tabletop RPG. And it's been that way for a long time now, all the way through fifth edition. But we have one D&D coming out supposedly in 2024, and they're actually doing playtesting right now. We have the beta stuff is up on one D&D Beyond if you want to try it out, with a lot of changes. Even though it's not moving too far from fifth edition, it's changing a lot of things, a lot of small things that either people have complained about or mechanics that uh, they feel need to be altered. But
Mm,
the issue comes with the open game license. They're calling it the 1.1 version. It was the 1.0 before, but now with this new 1.1 version, essentially, if you make, from what I've understood, if you make third party content involving Dungeons and Dragons, if it's close enough to it through the mechanics, they have rights to go after you.
oof.
Now they've
Mm.
tried to pull back on this a little bit to basically say that they're only going to go after companies and people that make over $50,000 annually, and $750,000 income will be required to pay a royalty starting in 2024 as well. So
Oh, okay.
this is
Yeah.
affecting mainly bigger companies, which bigger, not big, not like huge companies, but bigger companies. So
Mhm.
there's a couple big companies that this will mainly be affecting, which is like Paizo, Cobalt Press, Green Roden. These are bigger companies that make a lot of third-party D&D content that's going to be affecting. But the big one that kind of knocked this whole thing off, which I'm not really worried about them, Critical Role. They basically got a notice about it as well because I don't.
Mm,
You got. I'm sure. I don't know if you both have you heard of Critical Role, Chris. I'm sure you have your own Twitch. I'm sure you've heard of them.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I
Yeah,
have.
at least. Uh, but they're huge. I think they were the biggest when when those documents got leaked from Twitch on like earnings. They were the top dog. They won them. They got the most amount of money off of Twitch. So they're not hurting, is what I'm getting at.
right.
They're making a lot of money, but that means they will be required to essentially pay for the royalty for D&D. So this has been making a huge uproar within the community, with essentially Wizards of the Coast going after third-party creators, and also mainly community-made content is what people are afraid of. Is
Yeah.
they had an open sense, but then they can basically start acting like Disney or any of these other big companies with their property. So
Right. Which it is their property to,
it is at the end of the day, for sure. It is
And
kind
and
of
I'm not,
a jerk move, but it's their prerogative. I mean, at the
yeah.
same
And
time.
yeah,
So
I'm not trying to say like I totally agree with it. But don't
He's
get,
like, "Don't
don't,
put that out there." Yeah, don't do
yeah,
that.
don't hear me say that after, like after I said it, I kind of realized what I sounded like. But um, to be fair, like that is when you buy a company, then like I'm surprised they didn't do it right off the bat. To be honest, they probably realized
yeah,
like that it would just alienate everybody too quickly, is my guess, and they probably like let's do a slow burn about it, and now they're starting to do it. I hope they don't
yeah,
start doing stuff like Disney or even Nintendo, who
yeah.
does stuff like that, but
It's
it's kind of
it's
what you have to do sometimes, especially with how much is shared, where it's, back in the day before the internet, like you franchise stuff, but no one could share stuff immediately. It was like took a while to get around. Now it's just stuff's leaked immediately, so you got to get what's due, and it sounds greedy, but that's what they pay the big bucks for.
Yeah, they definitely are
Yeah.
doing a lot. They're trying to do a lot of PR with it, trying to confirm, calm people down, but nothing they've done has really, basically that's why they announced the whole 50,000 thing. If you're making any money or if you're making a crazy amount of money, we're gonna be, requiring you to have a royalty.
It's like,
Uh,
hey,
Right.
let's borrow. I need
yeah,
some of that. Let me hold some of that.
exactly.
Which, yeah,
So
like that's just business on that. When it gets to that amount of money, yeah, they
it's
paid for that.
And I think if anything, if anybody really has a lot of problems with this, and I give you, I understand having problems with it. I kind of I'm on the fence of having like major issues with it because
Yeah.
I am on your side. It is their property, but it's one thing to have a property and be cool with sharing it and everything else, and then at some point just go never mind and stopping. It just kind of like it's kind of a weird move. Uh,
There's a lot of free money out there. You might want to have to
yeah.
come collect
But
some of that.
is it happening like right away, or is it
They are taking time. It's going to be happening with the launch of one D&D, I think, which is the next edition. It's going to be more fluid edition where they're going to be able to update it as it goes. It's supposed to be the quote unquote final edition, I think, where
mm,
basically they're just going to keep updating it instead of making new editions.
hmm
So that's when it's supposed to start. They're saying it, like I said, it's supposed to be like 2024. I
okay?
don't know how
So
much is going to be
yeah,
rolled out before
they're
then,
giving
but yeah,
it's like a whole year of a cushion for people
yeah.
to kind of figure it out and adjust. And yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. It does. That is really annoying.
But I
But
think what I was trying to get at was there's other systems. There's tons of other
mhm,
systems. So if it really bothers you and irks you, there's tons of indie private games that people have made that have been just looking for more word of mouth.
right,
So by all
exactly.
means,
Right, good.
look around.
Look at
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
shop around.
good opportunity.
So
Yeah, for someone that doesn't make over 50,000 to
exactly.
to get some notice.
Yeah, there's actually been a lot of little companies that have come up and started saying, "We still have OGL, and come go look at our games and stuff." Like that. So there are
Yeah,
some
hey,
companies
maybe
coming
it's
out of the woodworks trying to basically get some of that audience. That it's
like
hard for me to like just go like they're gonna actually lose people because they may lose people, but I feel like they're gonna lose such a small portion of people. I don't think it's gonna
yeah,
be like this big walkout. I just don't think it's gonna happen. But that's
yeah,
just me.
Mass exodus.
Yeah,
yeah.
I just don't see it.
If they had said,
Uh,
"Hey, today we're doing this, everything's shut down unless like expect a letter if you don't stop it," I could see people walking out. But it's like a whole year, right? Like
this man said,
Yeah.
expect a letter. Someone will be knocking on your door if you don't to tell you to knock it off. No,
exactly, right? Like
knock it off.
to get a whole year to adjust and adapt, and maybe put your the stuff you're making into a smaller company, but still utilize it in your bigger company, right? There's ways to go around it. I don't know any insider secrets or anything, but I'm just saying you got a whole year to adjust.
Figure it out.
Sounds
But
like business
There's a lot of
instruction.
LLCs out there. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
right. That's what I'm hearing. Make it a nonprofit
there you go.
for the
Yeah.
kids.
It's for the kids.
For sure. All right. Well, we'll move to our soapboxes here. We'll start with Chris this time, and then we'll just
Yes,
Kyle, then myself. So go ahead, Chris. What do you got here?
yes, me first.
Yours.
Yeah, man, this is
Nice.
great. No, I just want to talk about my theme for 2023. I know everyone does like their resolutions and they try to set these goals, and that's cool and all, but I wanted to try to push myself further. So I was kind of talking to Kyle about it the other day. It's just the theme of my 2023 is explore, right? Just to explore everything, like down to even the little details. Like right now, I'm growing out my hair is something I've never done before, but it's just trying to be exploratory, trying to expand that horizon, right? Like, hey, I wonder what that dark corner looks like. Hey, like, why not shine a light and see what it looks like over there? And not necessarily saying yes to everything, but not necessarily saying no to everything too, right? Like, so just being more open and accepting to different ideas and challenging myself to become this person, because if it works it's great, if it doesn't then I know I can then retreat back to what I already know, right? There's already a comfort zone that I live in. So there's really like nothing to lose, and it's a really cool feeling to have when you have things rolling the right way. You spent a couple of years setting some stones and laying out a path, and you see the end goal. And you're like, cool, perfect. I know that's going to happen. That's guaranteed. So what now, right? Instead of sitting in that world of complacency, it's like, well, I know this is sheer. This is 100%. This is guaranteed. That's ironclad. So now I have some time to free up my mind to pick up different things and kind of bring that along the journey if I want to, or leave it behind. So it's a really cool place to be right now.
It sounds fun.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That's a cool concept. Instead of choosing a resolution, choose like a theme. That's really cool. I like the idea.
What inspired you to pick that up?
That I like to challenge myself, right? So setting a goal is point A to point B, but when you put a theme, it kind of leaves it open ended. So it gives you that ability to be free form, but at the same time forces you to kind of have a structure too, right? Like, so it's open, but at the same time it's guided, rather than it being strict and direct as a goal. Like, hey, I need to lose 20 pounds by, like, so it kind of gives you
some flexibility.
flexibility. There you go. Right. So there's really is no winning or losing, because oftentimes people will set a resolution and they don't ever reach it, or they let's say May rolls around, we're 3 months in, and all of a sudden they don't even think about it anymore. So what was your resolution? Like, I don't remember anymore. Like, I don't even remember what our resolution was.
Right.
So by putting a theme on the entire year, there's no win or loss for me as a person. So I don't feel like I failed myself. You know what I mean? Like, so it kind of gives you that ability to have a win no matter what, whether it's a +2 or a +500, it's like, it's still a win, right? So it keeps you from having that defeat. Like, man, I never finished that goal, so 2023 was a waste, right? I never really achieved that goal, so that was a waste. So that sucks. That's a crappy feeling. So it was just kind of eliminating that idea, that thought process. So.
But you could still like like stretch yourself and put yourself in that like maybe higher stress situation to grow, but there's, like you said, there's not really a loss, even if whatever you're doing doesn't work out. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. I was talking to someone we work with, Chris, the librarian we have, and she's gonna be on a podcast, and she's so nervous. It is so funny. And, she's like very confident person about what she does and who she is, but she's, now that she has to like speak, and she's never done this before, and talk about it, she's like, what if I say the wrong words? So like, just, what you're doing, right? Like, just talk about, and it's just the fact that she's never been on a podcast. She's like, she's not that much older than us, but it's just the podcast world is different to her. So she's freaking out, but she said, I want to grow and I want to get better, like, as a person. And so I want to do this because I'm so scared of it, because I'm so nervous. That's why I want to do it. So it's
actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Cool
when she said that, I was like, oh, okay, I respect it now.
I didn't before, though.
Before I was like, I was like, why are you, like, kind of was like, why are you doing it if you're that scared? And then she said that,
okay,
I was like,
gotcha.
oh, okay, that makes sense. That's really cool.
Understood. All right, that's cool.
But is it one of the ones where they're like with the camera? Because it's different, like how we're doing this.
She wouldn't tell me. She would. I was like, what? She was like, when do you record? She's like, I'm not telling you. I was like, all right, you're gonna. And that
makes it. I think that makes a difference too, right? Because
video,
with the video, then you're thinking about like, man, I want to like not necessarily pick my nose, but I got to scratch my face, or if I have to sneeze, or if someone else is talking and I'm not necessarily interested in what they're talking. What does my face look like? Am I seeming disingenuous? Like, so there's a lot of things going through your head too, you know what I mean? So
sure.
Yeah.
I kind of go ahead.
It's not recording, but I've been doing a D&D game with the camera, and it is hard to do. You're constantly looking at the camera, like, and worried that you're going to do something or forget that the camera's there and pick your nose or get a drink and there's like water in your beard or something. It's all shiny. You're just like worried that something's going to go wrong. You're just going to look like a fool. And that's not even like recorded or anything. That's just, there's just 5 of the people there that I already know that are friends. So it's like, why would I care? But it drives me crazy. So I can't even imagine like
Hey
doing
guys,
it
I'm
like
I'm
that.
getting a
So I
lot of
get it.
comments in the chat that we need Alan to put a shirt on. Uh,
Exactly. For sure. So totally get it.
yeah, that's cool.
Is that something you guys would that's the theme of like
It's
explore, like
actually
you thought about exploring that possibility?
yeah, we've talked about it a little bit, but I know I'm actually cool attempting it, and I've actually pushed for it a little bit. I think Kyle's actually been a little bit more open to it, but uh, uh, not to throw him under the bus, but I know Tomas has been a little bit hesitant on the whole thing for various
Mhm.
reasons. But it's so we haven't really pushed for it, and I know for a while, I don't know if you even had a set space for it for a while, Kyle, but I think you do now. So I don't know. Maybe it's
Yeah,
something we can talk about for the future. For sure, I would like to do it because I think a visual aid is actually it helps,
yeah.
especially when you're listening to somebody talk. So I completely understand.
I think it's a good next step, and I would like to do it.
Like I said,
Yeah,
it falls in that idea of explore, right? Because if it works, it does. But if it doesn't, this format already works. So it's like you're not losing out on anything, right? It's like
for
why not
sure.
do a couple like every other one, or once a month we do a video one, right? And if it doesn't work out, then we know this format already works. So that idea of explore is like, hey, we tried it, we
Right?
explored it,
Yeah,
didn't work out, we're good to go. And that's kind of where that might. So even as we're talking about it, the theme in itself kind of speaks for itself. It's like, oh, that makes sense. Like it didn't hurt anything. Like we start off the year with no camera, we end it with no camera, and that's okay. We're still fine with it, but we were able to see it and attempt it.
yeah.
So
We explored the
All
option.
right.
That's cool.
We'll have to definitely talk about that off cast, but for now, I think it's your soapbox, Kyle.
All
mhm.
right. I am going to talk about playing video games with my kids. So, um, I haven't played video games with my kids. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and we were all home today, and we were doing a lot of cleaning. We did the cleaning where you take the couch cushions off and you wash the
Ooh,
couch cushions, so like a lot of cleaning. But while we were doing that, we also built a fort out of the couch cushions, right? So it's like
there you go.
a nice little win. But we were starting to get tired. I think it was before lunch. We're kind of getting sleepy. So I was like, "Hey JJ, let's play a game." I bought this game called Tonka Rescue Patrol where you drive around vehicles. And his favorite thing in the world is vehicles. So um and he thought we were just going to pretend because that's his life right now. He is just a different truck himself every day. His imagination is livid, and I love it. So then I was like, "Oh no, look, we're playing the game." And he's like, "Oh," and like he was like immediately glued. And I even let him like move the joystick around, and we put fires out with the fire truck, and then we flew a helicopter around, and then we were in a police car and all this stuff. And he was just glued to the screen. I couldn't even talk to him. I was like, "Hey JJ, like I had to poke him, like, dude." And and then mommy came out and she's like, "What are you guys doing?" "Oh, you're playing games," And then my daughter came over. She's the 1-year-old, and she got glued to the screen for a little bit, but then she turned off the sound system, and JJ got mad. But I kind of was like in this weird spot of like, I don't know if I'm ready for my kid to be glued to the screen like that with a video
Yeah,
game. Like
it's
I think it's still too soon. Even though I was enjoying it and we were just, we're playing video games together, but part of me was like, let's go back into the fort that we just built because I think
for sure.
I want to explore that more. Like going back to your thing, right? Like I want to explore that part of you and your imagination with that before we just do video games because we could do that forever once we get old. Um, so I don't know. I've talked to a lot of people with kids about video games, and I know I've talked to you, Alan, about that, and I know your son plays video games, and he's quite a bit older than
Yeah,
my
he's
kids are.
yeah.
High school now, right? Or middle
Yeah,
school?
he's a freshman in high school. Yep.
Oh
15 years
gosh,
old.
Woo,
yeah, that's
man.
crazy, dude. Oh, so yeah, like, but when that happens, I'm sure gaming will be part of his life. But for now, it's like I think I'm just going to keep him off the video games. So
Yeah. It
I
took
don't
us a
know.
little while before we started giving it to him too, so
What
I
what
understand.
what age did you guys get
It
it?
wasn't until I started school, and I don't
Okay.
remember exactly. And before that, even like my grandma had gave us like a Sega Genesis that he played around with here and there, and but he didn't really stick much on it. And then I gave him my dad's Game Boy, but all that stuff was just more like toys, and he just kind of did play
Oh,
with them a little
uh-huh.
bit here and there. He never got like stuck to it. It wasn't until I got him a Game Boy DS, the DS, the Wedge, the door thing,
Oh, yeah.
and the door jam.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
2DS.
I knew it couldn't break. Yeah, 2DS, very easily. And then that's when he like started getting into Mega Man. And then even that one, he was hit and miss on it because it's so hard. But then once Shovel Knight came out, which I don't remember when that was the one. That was the one that got him
Yeah, that
really
wasn't that
into
long
it.
ago. See,
And that
that's cool though.
was
You even know the games that he was into, which is
yeah. Well,
cool.
because Shovel Knight was the big one because I even played it, so it was like it
Yeah,
was a big deal because we
that's
both
a
played
good,
it together. Came
a
out
fantastic
2000,
game.
so he was about 7 years old. So when
Okay,
he actually started playing it,
that
so
sounds
like
about right.
actually playing games, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
And I had to put on the game that spoke to him
yeah,
like the most. I had to put on the construction vehicle game. It was
Yeah.
like, I think if he saw something else, it probably wouldn't be as interesting. But
yeah, for
it was
sure.
just there was a moment there. I was like really happy and excited that we were playing games together, and he was actually controlling it. And then almost immediately, like, you know what? I'm not ready for this. I want
Slaps the
this.
control out of his hand. No, no.
Enough of that video.
It
That's
just
for
confused the
adults.
kid. Yeah, like you told me to play. What is going on? Yeah. So
That's cool.
maybe a couple more years, 2 more years, but when he gets into school, like real
Yeah,
school. Yeah.
it's nice for school too because that gives a little. I don't know. He plays it in the car and stuff because got a little decompression on the way home. But we have a longer drive. I don't know what your drive is to school or was going to be for JJ,
Who
but
knows? Ugh,
yeah.
I don't want to know.
So we'll see when that comes, and we'll hear about it. I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It'll be
I
great.
guess that makes sense. I didn't even think about that. Like you said, using it as a decompression, like a little brain break, right?
Yes,
That's
exactly.
kind of cool.
I
I didn't even think
I
about it in
mean,
that
I
way.
did when we were kids. We did we had Game Boys and stuff, but like I thought about games when I'd get home, right? So that was also like my escape, even at school. Like, okay, when I get home, I can play this game. So let's just get this done, and then when I get home, I can have that reward. Like
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
remember specific games, thinking about the like that got me through some days in school.
Yeah, for sure. Um, well, I
Yeah,
guess we'll do
you're up.
mine real quick. Yeah. So Tomas isn't here, but I got in. I've been watching my son play Gotham Knights. He got it for
Oh,
Christmas, so I got
cool.
kind of in a Batman mood. And so I was watching a couple little videos on YouTube here and there about some Batman lore, specifically one about the Batman '89 film. And while watching it, I learned about the Batman '89 comic book,
Mhm.
which was an interesting find for me because it's actually written by the same guy wrote the first two films, the Batman '89 and Batman Returns,
Mhm.
Sam Hamm. So it's actually I got Disney Infinite, and it took me a minute because, by the way, Disney Infinite, not Disney, DC Infinite, their app is trash. So just let everybody know.
Gosh dang
If
it,
you want to
DC.
read, if you want to read their comics, they have a great service, but their app is garbage. Because on my tablet, I put it on because that's what I got my tablet to read comics. That was like the primary reason I got it.
Nice.
And so I put the app on there and I went to sign in and it would not let me sign in. It kept giving me error code, error code, error code. And I was like, what the frick is going on? So I reddited it. And finally, somebody made a post was like, oh, yeah, I just kept clicking it until basically the app crashed. And then when I logged back in, it worked. And I was like, okay. So I tried it and it freaking worked. And I was like, I can't believe that I had to do this to get in this app.
Oh,
Um,
wow. Yeah,
but
top notch.
anyways, yeah, I know top notch app development right there. But so I actually read about half of it now. There's 5 issues, but I've gone through 3 of the issues, And it's actually been a really interesting story. So I was just kind of recommending it to people. If you like the 89 films, this is essentially what the third one would have been. And it's
Cool.
following Harvey Dent on his path to Two-Face. So it's
What?
pretty interesting. Yeah,
Spoilers.
yeah,
What?
I know. But it's actually been really good, and I've been really digging it. So
Wait, isn't that
it's something I'd
Lando?
highly check. Yeah, it's they all the cast in it are modeled to be the characters from the 89 film. So they look like the characters.
That's
So
cool.
it's actually been really cool, and it does have that same feel from the movie. So it does really feel like the next step of what that series would have gone if it didn't go to forever. If Tim Burton didn't drop off, and then I can't remember his name right now, didn't back out because of it.
Batman? You talking about?
Yeah, Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, because he backed out after Tim Burton backed out too, and that's why basically Forever turned into Forever.
I like Forever. I know it's not great.
Forever's fine. Yes. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's way better. It's leagues better than Batman and Robin. That's for dang certain.
Yeah.
But it is closer to Batman and Robin that people get. I don't think people get enough credit for being as close, like in style wise. It's actually like it makes sense that that's where it went.
It is like two different series, right? Like the first two are their own thing, and then the next two are their own thing. They're pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I just remember the Val Kilmer in his documentary movie. He was like, when someone calls you to play Batman, you don't turn down playing Batman. It's like, yeah, I can't argue with that.
I totally get it, and like I said, I think Forever is a fine movie. There's when you compare it to the ones that preceded it, of course, it's not as good, but it's definitely fine on its own. And Jim Carrey was really good in it as well. So, but like I said, if you want to see where those first two went, I think this is a good place to see. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and they're all available on Disney Infinite, and I keep saying Disney, DC Infinite, and
they're living in your brain.
I know. And there's a 7-day free trial too, which is what I'm doing right now. So I'm not even paying anything for it.
I don't think you're allowed to have multiple plugs during the
multiple
cast.
Plugs. Oh, Disney Infinite. Oh boy. All right. But I think that's it for us.
He's changed, man. He's gone and changed. The podcast has changed him. Now he has sponsorships.
I really wish that we could get some sponsorships. I would sell those like in a heartbeat. So
right, I would too.
Pepsi. But this is a good episode.
Anybody?
It was wonderful to talk to you all again. I think it's wonderful to have another new year, and this is technically season 2. I didn't even say that in the beginning, but I'm going to be starting numbering it as that. So I think this will be fun, and maybe we'll do some fun new things with the cast this year.
Yeah, we'll explore.
For sure. Yeah, we will definitely explore with Chris's advice.
There it is.
All right.
His inspiration.
All right. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.